Hello friends, Naz Perez here, and join me as we explore the stunning and historical beauty of Los Angeles Union Station. Union Station has been a Los Angeles landmark since it opened on May 3rd, 1939, with a 3-day star-studded celebration. Located in the heart of downtown Los Angeles, it's actually the largest railroad passenger terminal in the western United States, and it's widely regarded as the last of the great train stations. Stepping into the station, you're immediately transported back in time. Designed by renowned father and son team, Donald and John Parkinson, the architectural style is an innovative blend of Spanish colonial, Mission Revival, and Art Deco. And it pays homage to the architectural traditions of Los Angeles, while capturing the streamlined optimism of the transportation age. So as you enter the station, you're immediately drawn to the grand entry vestibule. It has large arched passages, floral painted ceilings, and bronze chandeliers. The highlight of this space, though, is the original walnut information booth, which is actually still in use to this day. Now, fun fact, the vestibule originally included a drugstore, soda fountain, newsstand, and parcel check, and it even had a telephone room with a series of wooden phone booths where you would call friends and family to tell them you got your ticket and were on your way. These spaces have now been repurposed and include the renowned Trax Bar and Restaurant. And get this, the original telephone booths have been rehabilitated and now serve as a wine cellar for Trax. I mean, that is the best use of a repurposed phone booth in my eyes. I love walking into the beautifully restored ticket concourse. If you close your eyes, you can imagine the thousands of commuters that would come through the station daily. And while the ticket counter is no longer operational, this 12,000 plus square foot room was actually once the main entrance to Union Station. Passengers would enter through these fully glazed bronze entrance doors to purchase train tickets from this impressive 110-foot ticket counter, all made from American black walnut. The ticket counter featured 30 ticket windows that would serve thousands of Angelinos and travelers daily. And if you look up at the top of the entrance windows, you can actually see the careful attention to design. 18 brass angels adorn the ironwork around 30-foot tall windows. Now, these angelic accents can actually be seen around the station, lending to the building's unique character. I know it's hard to imagine, but in a time before the internet and cell phones, passengers would utilize a train boarding schedule like this one to check the arrival and departure times of the more than 30 trains coming in and out of the station daily. So if you're someone who likes to look up like me, you are going to love the ticket concourse. It features a stenciled 61-foot high ceiling, which is hand-painted in a California floral motif. After more than 80 years, this ornate ceiling was actually hardly visible. And through a monumental restoration project, artisans spent months refurbishing the ceiling back to its original grandeur. But looks can be deceiving here at Union Station. Although the ceiling beams look like wood, they're actually made of steel, and they've been wrapped in plaster to give the appearance of a vaulted ceiling. Look right below that, and you'll see suspended beautifully 10 feet below the ceiling are 6 Art Deco inspired bronze chandeliers, all designed by Phoenix Day. Now, each one measures approximately 10 feet in diameter, and get this, weighs a whopping 3,000 pounds. I mean, that's the size of a small all-terrain vehicle suspended in this majestic space. And to add to all of that, 1,000 vibrant hand-painted Art Deco tiles dress the walls of the concourse. Now, these tiles, which were also painstakingly cleaned and restored, have come to really define the eclectic style of this historic station. Now, if you're looking at this space and you think it looks familiar, it's because it is. Union Station has appeared in more than 200 motion pictures. I mean, we are in LA after all, which is the motion picture capital of the world. This room I'm standing in right now has actually been transformed by Hollywood to meet the cinematic settings of the past, present, and future. And chances are you've seen Union Station in a couple of your favorite movies. Some notable films and blockbuster hits that have been shot here include Speed, Catch Me If You Can, Blade Runner, and even The Dark Knight Rises. It was also a setting for the critically acclaimed and meme-inspiring series Euphoria. Not only has Union Station served as a cinematic backdrop, but it's also been home to one of Hollywood's biggest nights, the Oscars. In 2021, Union Station hosted the 93rd Academy Awards. It was a historical backdrop for a night of historical wins, and the concourse was actually the main stage for the Oscars, hosting some of the biggest names in entertainment. Here we are in the grand waiting room, located in the heart of the station. This area has been a holding place for ready-to-depart passengers since the station's opening in 1939. Here, you'll see the continuation of the hand-painted ceiling design and elegant chandeliers, giving a grand and welcoming sensibility to the station. While similar to the ticket concourse and entry vestibule, these design elements are actually unique to this space. The walls of the waiting room, much like a lot of Union Station, are made from a sound-dampening acoustic tile, which provides less reverb and more privacy for personal conversations. The room is entirely surrounded by 3-foot-high wainscoting, made from stunning geometric tiles created from Belgian marble and polished travertine. The floor features an intricate 11-foot wide runner created from inlaid stone. The waiting room houses some of the station's most iconic furniture. Now, these original Art Deco chairs, initially crafted from leather and American walnut, actually populate the entire waiting room and provide a welcome respite for the weary traveler. I mean, you can literally recline into the history of the building. There are 224 chairs, and they've all been restored to their original condition and continue to be an emblematic staple of Union Station and are actually often referred to as LA's living room. These seats are filled with daily passengers sitting back to back, who listen for their boarding times to be announced from one of the large decoratively carved and painted wood speaker cabinets, each located at the corners of the west wall. Today, the waiting room has been modernized with 2 digital train schedules to keep commuters on track and on time. In an era of smartwatches, clocks are often considered relics from the past, but classics will always remain classics. And here at Union Station, 10 of the station's historic clocks, including the majestic clock tower, are still in operation. Kept in pristine condition, these clocks are timeless pieces of Union Station history. If you love the outdoors, fresh air, and people watching like me, you'll want to take advantage of the scenic North Patio. The North Patio feels like a seemingly hidden oasis. And at the center is this gorgeous deco fountain, which actually just had its Hollywood close-up during the live broadcast of the 93rd Academy Awards. The fountain is made up of cast concrete and glazed tile, and it contributes to the building's magnificent design. Today, the North Patio is often used for intimate live events like film screenings, concerts, and even wedding celebrations. This part of the station will make you want to say I do and never leave. Visitors can come to the North Patio to relax, either under the shade of the station's original jacaranda trees, which bloom twice a year, or on the original iron benches. I prefer the colorfully tiled seating situated along the perimeter of the patio lawns. You can also stay for a house cocktail and meal at Trax Bar and Restaurant, and you can do so surrounded by the tranquility of Union Station's own secret garden. Union Station has long been a converging point for LA arts, culture, and entertainment. Here in the passenger concourse stands the popular public piano. Anyone can play, and people are often delighted to hear impromptu piano performances from travelers and professional musicians alike. And while you can find many modern amenities at the station, Union Station is one of the few places in LA that still offers a classic shoe shine. It's a bit of pastime pampering for passengers with a few minutes to indulge in a little footwear vanity. Union Station is also home to a diverse range of artwork. If you head further down in the passageway, you'll find some of LA's finest artists on full display. The Passageway Art Gallery, presented by Metro Art, features exhibitions from local artists and showcases portraiture, landscape, architecture, and more. The exhibit is ever-changing, and it appeals to a wide variety of ages, backgrounds, and tastes. It's a nice place to take a moment in your busy day to stop and celebrate some of the creative talent that LA has to offer. Right now, I am standing in the stunning South Patio. Largely serving as an outdoor waiting room and circulation area for commuters, the patio is a vibrant space for the community and has been the setting of numerous events, weddings, and live outdoor concerts. Landscape architect Tommy Thompson and his team created an experience that delights the senses, with the vision of boldly flowering vines and the scent of jasmine and orange blossoms. Much of the existing landscape, including the towering palm trees that you see, are actually original to this space. With 3 massive arches to welcome visitors, this outdoor patio is paved entirely in red brick, with a 16-pointed star motif at its center. But not to be upstaged, the South Patio provides stunning views of the iconic Union Station clock tower. And this tower stands more than 100 feet above Los Angeles. It features 4 original clocks, each created in brass with 10-foot-long hands, and measures more than 20 feet in diameter. Topped with its historic brass lightning rod, the clock tower remains accessible only by ladder. If you're looking to wind down a bit and grab a bite, you can always pull a stool up at the historic Fred Harvey restaurant, now operated as Homebound Brewhouse. Located at the west end of the South Patio, the restaurant was actually designed by a Santa Fe Railway interior designer named Mary Coulter, who's actually widely known as the inventor of Southwestern design. A prime example of her style can actually be seen in the floor design, which is inlaid cement tile that replicates a Navajo blanket. In 1941, Fred Harvey Restaurant became the landing spot for many GIs who made their way to LA during World War II. While waiting to be shipped out, tens of thousands of recruits would actually pop in for a drink or two. And the restaurant was known for serving high-end food by its more than memorable waitresses known as the Harvey Girls. During this time, it's been said that the restaurant served up to 800 visitors per hour. And it was such a common rest stop for soldiers that they even built a barracks on site where they could stay overnight if need be. Today, the brew pub features cocktails, a selection of craft beer brewed in-house, and an extensive menu capturing the spirit of a great Bavarian beer hall, which is especially popular during Dodgers games. But if you're looking for a bit more Hollywood stardust, I have to tell you about the Streamliner Bar. The Streamliner is now only open for private events, but it was once the premier pit stop for some of classic Hollywood's biggest stars, before departing on private train cars from Union Station. I mean, talk about first class. With an original copper-clad bar, padded booths, curved walls, and amber bubble glass, the space actually feels like you're in a futuristic train car out of the 1940s. Here we are at Union Station East, also known as Patio Transit Plaza. A fairly recent addition, the portal's modern aesthetic complements the historic grandeur of Union Station. The modern east end of the station, designed by the firm McLaren Vasquez, connects historic Union Station to Patio Transit Plaza, and it welcomes you with the contemporary design of its impressive steel and glass half dome. This geometric glass was actually created to resemble the original tile patterns throughout the whole station. Designers decided to literally turn the station's history upside down. Union Station East houses some of the most impressive artworks here in the building. Here, you can't help but gravitate towards Richard Wyatt Jr.'s beautiful mural, City of Dreams, River of History. This 800-foot-long mural contains images of Native Americans, later settlers of the LA Basin, as well as contemporary Angelenos. The mural pays tribute to LA's past while reaffirming its present, and it keeps us looking toward the possibilities of the city's future. My absolute favorite part of all of Union Station is that you can find a piece of the Pacific Ocean right here in the middle of a busy transportation hub. I mean, it doesn't get any cooler than this. May Sun is the artist who designed this 7,500-gallon aquarium that's inhabited by indigenous coastal fish of California. Placing the aquarium in the East Plaza, Sun was reinforcing the interrelationship between us and nature. So, if you are feeling like a fish out of water in this hectic commuter world, take a moment, submerge yourself in the calm, meditative flow of this aquatic artwork. But what if you don't have time to slow down to look at artwork? Well, what if there was a piece of art moving just as fast as you? Before descending the escalators of the East Portal, make sure to catch Bill Bell's artwork. The interactive piece of art projects more than 300 fleeting images designed to be viewed in periphery by people walking by. Now, some of the images include a freight train, taxis, buses, and the iconic faces of Duke Ellington, Marilyn Monroe, and more. We hope you enjoy discovering some unique treasures throughout this historic station in this series, and we encourage you to visit the station in person for a look around. You can actually join one of Metro Art's art and architecture tours, or you can stop in for one of our many eclectic year-round events. And you can learn more about Union Station at unionstationla.com. We have loved showing you around, and we hope to see you here in person real soon.